What if a crisis thousands of miles away reached your home tonight?
The next global crisis may begin far away, but still affect how your family eats, travels, communicates, and keeps the lights on. A conflict thousands of miles away could disrupt fuel and food supplies. A major storm could shut down ports, power grids, and transportation networks. A cyber attack could interrupt communications and electronic payments. And a regional disaster could create consequences that travel far beyond the area shown on the news. But this does not mean families should live in fear. It means we need a calmer way to understand how global disruptions can reach ordinary households, and what we can realistically do about them. Welcome to Global Survival Base. In this video, we will explore the Global Crisis Scenario Map, an educational planning tool designed to help families understand regional threats, recognize possible cascading effects, and build practical preparedness without panic. Before we begin, remember one important principle: this map does not predict the future. It does not tell you where the next disaster will happen, when a conflict will begin, or which country will experience a major emergency. Based on geographic hazards, infrastructure dependencies, and the ways modern societies are connected. The purpose is not to make you afraid of the world. The purpose is to help your family ask better questions before a disruption occurs. Why a global perspective matters? Because most emergency planning begins with local hazards, and that is exactly where families should start. If you live near a fault line, earthquakes may be a priority. If you live along the coast, hurricanes, storm surge, flooding, or tsunamis may require more attention. Families living near forests or dry grasslands may need a wildfire evacuation plan. But local hazards are only part of the picture. Modern families depend on systems that cross cities, countries, and continents. Food may travel thousands of miles before reaching a grocery store. Fuel prices can respond to events on the other side of the world. This means a crisis does not need to reach your neighborhood physically to affect your household. The first impact may appear as a delayed delivery, a temporary shortage, a power interruption, higher prices, a closed school, a disrupted payment system, or difficulty obtaining medication. Understanding these connections allows families to prepare proportionately, without assuming that every international event will become a personal disaster. How to use the Global Crisis Scenario Map. On the Global Survival Base homepage, you will find an interactive globe divided into major regions. Select the Americas, Europe, Africa, Asia, or Oceania to explore crisis scenarios relevant to that part of the world. Each region has different combinations of natural hazards, climate conditions, population centers, infrastructure systems, political realities, and supply chain dependencies. For example, a scenario in the Americas may examine hurricanes, wildfires, earthquakes, grid disruptions, or transportation interruptions. A scenario in Europe may explore extreme weather, energy insecurity, regional conflict, or interconnected infrastructure failure. Scenarios involving Africa may examine drought, flooding, food system pressures, disease outbreaks, or limited infrastructure resilience. Asia may include earthquakes, tsunamis, typhoons, volcanic activity, extreme heat, dense urban exposure, or supply chain disruption. Oceania may involve cyclones, wildfires, earthquakes, isolated supply systems, coastal hazards, or the challenges faced by remote island communities. These examples are not declarations that a crisis will occur. They are planning exercises that show what could happen, which systems might be affected, and what families can do to become more resilient. Look beyond the first event. The most important lesson of the map is that a crisis rarely creates only one problem. Imagine that a powerful storm damages a regional electrical grid. At first, the emergency appears to be a power outage. but then refrigeration stops. Mobile towers begin losing backup power. Fuel stations cannot operate their pumps. Electronic payments become unreliable. Water pressure may decline. Pharmacies and grocery stores may close. Indoor temperatures could become dangerous. The storm is the initial event. The expanding network of consequences is the crisis scenario. Consider another example. A conflict disrupts a major shipping route. Your family may live far from the fighting and face no direct physical danger. However, shipping delays could affect fuel, food, medicine, replacement parts, and manufacturing. Transportation costs may increase, and those costs can eventually reach household budgets. Again, the point is not to predict that every consequence will happen. The point is to identify dependencies before they become problems. Ask, what services does our family rely on every day? Which of those services could be interrupted? Who would be affected first, and how long could we function safely without them? Turn the scenario into a family plan, and after choosing a region and reading a scenario, do not immediately begin buying equipment. Start with 4 practical questions. First, what is the most credible household impact? It may not be the dramatic event shown on television. It could be a blackout, water interruption, temporary food access problem, communication failure, medical disruption, or evacuation. Second, who in our family is most vulnerable? Consider children, older adults, people with disabilities, anyone requiring daily medication, and pets or service animals. Third, would we remain at home or need to leave? Identify safe shelter locations, evacuation routes, transportation options, and a destination outside the immediate area. Fourth, what can we improve now without disrupting our family budget? You might store additional drinking water, rotate more shelf-stable food into normal meals, charge power banks, copy essential documents, update medication records, register for local alerts, or create a family communication plan. Small improvements become powerful when they are built in layers. Build capabilities that work across many crises. Your family does not need a completely different preparedness system for every scenario on the map. Focus on capabilities that remain useful across multiple emergencies. Maintain safe drinking water and familiar shelf-stable food. Keep reliable flashlights, spare batteries, and power banks. Create a written communication plan with an out-of-area contact and 2 family meeting places. Protect essential identification, insurance, medical, and financial information. Prepare for temperature extremes when electricity is unavailable. Know how you will obtain medication and power essential medical equipment. Keep portable emergency supplies ready in case you must leave quickly. And learn where your official local warnings and instructions will come from. These basic preparations can help during storms, earthquakes, wildfires, cyber disruptions, infrastructure failures, transportation shutdowns, and many other emergencies. Avoid the panic trap. A crisis map can become harmful when people treat every scenario as an imminent prediction. Do not assume the darkest color represents something that will happen tomorrow. Do not make major financial or relocation decisions based on one map. And do not rely on viral posts that remove data from its original context. Use global scenarios to understand possibilities. Use official local maps to identify your exposure. Use current warnings to guide immediate decisions. And use your family emergency plan to determine what you will do next. Preparedness should make life feel more stable, not make your family feel as though disaster is always approaching. Set reasonable limits on how often you monitor global events. Choose a small number of credible sources. Verify alarming claims before sharing them. Then direct your energy toward actions you can actually control. Final message. A storm can affect transportation. A blackout can affect water. A conflict can affect supply chains. Use the global crisis scenario map to explore what could unfold in different regions, understand how disruptions can create secondary consequences, and identify the preparedness steps that make sense for your household. Start with the risks that matter where you live. Build your water, food, power, communication, medical, and evacuation plans gradually. Practice them with your family and update them as your circumstances change. Explore the global crisis scenario map at Global Survival Base and select a region to begin. The map is not here to predict your future. It is here to help your family prepare for uncertainty, with knowledge instead of fear and practical action instead of panic. Global Survival Base. Stay ready, stay calm, build resilience.